Hey, Trey Veston here, and I am back out at the gravel pit. Do a little pistol evaluation, and it is hot. Whew, I'm sweating. It's not really that hot. It's like 88 degrees, but for some reason it feels hotter. I don't know if it's Chris Stapleton hat, Stetson, or what, but anyway, I'm here to test my latest firearm purchase. It is a Glock G40. This is the long slide model. It's an MOS, which means it's ready for optics. I've fitted it with this Votatu. It's a PMO SO4. It's a green dot actually, and it's got the shake awake feature. That was a super cool Harley. Ooh, nice little bobber on that one. That's nice. So anyway, back to the Glock. The reason I bought this is I did not need it. But Glock is discontinuing these. It still shows in the catalog. It's a Gen 4, and they are planning to discontinue this. And so I just wanted one because they're cool, and they're 10 millimeter, and I just love 10 millimeter. And this one is completely stock, except for the Votatu optic I've added to it. It's a green dot. It's got the shake awake feature. I think it's a 3 MOS dot on it, and I've got this also on my Ruger RXM, and it's just been a phenomenal optic for it was $120 or so. And yeah, so today I want to shoot this Glock. Now it did come with pigtail, which if you don't know, that is where the slide, the frame is actually warped up and it touches the slide, which people say, oh, I shouldn't bother you, it's just cosmetic. Well, this is a $700 pistol. And being mostly German, that I like things to be cool, so an aesthetic. And anyway, so this one, I fixed it. I put a couple of dimes in between the frame and the slide, heated it with the heat gun at 650 degrees for about 45 seconds, and it's all better. There you go. Plus the idea of the frame curling up and hitting the slide, it's like that can't be optimal for accuracy. So yeah, it's done. All right, so today what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot this. We're gonna try the trigger pull first, see what it's at. First impressions of it are, it's a big freaking tank of a gun. Typical Glock Gen 4. This one does not have the extended slide release, which I thought was a little odd. Let's make sure we clear it. 15 round mags. It came with 10s, but I, of course, why not have 15 when, yeah. Let's see, what else did they do on this thing? Adjustable rear sight. Standard plastic Glock front sight. And it's like the mag release seems a little maybe oversized. I don't think so. I think that's a standard. Yeah, like I said, the slide release is standard. I might upgrade that because I do that to most of my pistols. Trigger is nice. It's got the smooth trigger. I think they went to all smooth trigger on Gen 4s. I don't know. Don't remember. But a mouse. Poor little guy. A little mouse comes running out. They're doing harvest, so all the mice are freaked out and discombobulated, running over at me. It's like, dude, we're filming. Alrighty, back to your regularly scheduled video. Trigger, smooth trigger. You know, the little gritty, typical Glock take up, and then a little bit of significant amount of 3/16 of an 1/8 inch creep, and then trigger breaks. Man, after shooting that less bear and some of my 1911s, Glock triggers are just awful to me now. So, but we'll see what we can do. And for fun, we're going to compare it to my latest Glock purchase before the G40. It's a G29 Gen 5, which they are not discontinuing. They're going to keep this model. And I have added the extended slide release, like I said I like to do, and a Pierce grip extension. It's just a perfect fit. Gives about G19 size grip. with the little meat around it. I've got larger hands, so it fits me like a glove. This has been upgraded with some fiber optic and tritium sights. And it's also got the KKM barrel in it, 4.5 inch, which is the same length as the Glock G20, which is the full-size 10 millimeter. So I thought it'd be fun, not to compare accuracy, but just to do some chronograph tests and see how much extra velocity you gain from the G40 barrel, which is, I believe it's a 6-inch barrel over a 4.5 inch barrel in the regular full size. And this is a KKM, so it's not going to be exactly apples to apples because a little different rifling, but still give us an idea of just how much we can gain. So let's start evaluating that G40 trigger, and then we'll start shooting and see what it can do. Okay, let's try trigger pull on this. And side note, this is also made in USA. It's a Smyrna, Georgia model. I know there's some controversy between American versus Austrian made. I've got both. I can't tell a difference. Alrighty, gun is clear. Mag is out. And good old cheap, this is what, a Timney? No, Wheeler. Okay. Let's first pull. Glock triggers are always fun. Oh, that's heavy. That's just under 6 pounds. Let's make sure we're getting fair, middle of the puller. Okay, that pulled 5 3/4 about. I think these are supposed to be a 4.5 or 5.5. Yeah, let's see. And that's right at 5.5. Do it again, and you'll see the oil coming out. I do lube these a little bit. I don't believe in running these dry from the factory. I think that's dumb. I know Glocks work. I just want to give them a little love and care. Okay. And that's 5 3/4. And this gun, if it's going to be just a range toy, which it will be, oh, that's just under 5.5, all over the place. It'll be a good candidate for a Timney trigger as a range toy. I mean, I'm not going to hunt with this, so, ooh, lots of stuff leaking out. Alrighty, let's shoot it. All right, we're rolling. Okay, I forgot to mention, so I frankly forgot myself, I haven't sighted in the dot. So, no accuracy test. We'll aim for, let's see, where's that dot compared to my iron sights? Might be a little high, so let's aim at the bottom target. We got the Garmin set up. Ammo, because we're trying to get just compare the two pistols and barrel lengths to see how they perform as far as velocity. I basically just want to go with this just cheap factory ammo and see what happens. So, alrighty. First shots with the Glock. We're resting on the frame. Green dot is in the middle of the lower bullseye. Oh, and it looks like it's dead on vertically and going to the left. So far, could be crap ammo. And I don't see a second shot. So it'd be nice if it was inside the first shot, but I doubt with cheap ammo. And third shot. No idea where that's going. Oh, 1147, duh. Okay, looks like it's ranged between 1143 and 1149. Max has been 1159. Ooh, that was low. 1137, and that was the slowest so far. And it dropped at about a ½ inch. We'll do one, I think we're at one more shot. Yeah, and it went to the right. 1147, and the verticals picked up, so you can see just that 10 feet per second difference. Seems to be affecting the vertical stringing. He said this is shite ammo, so alrighty. Let's try the Gen 5 G29. Weapon clear. Alrighty, cleared the Garmin. And this is the Gen 5 KKM barrel, 4.5 inch. We'll see how they compare. These sights should be pretty close, so we'll aim center mass, top target. Yeah, a lot snappier. And 1077, so we're already down quite a bit. $11.05. And I can barely see one round outside the bullseye, so this is doing a little bit better in terms of accuracy. 1114, we're averaging almost right at 1100 feet per second. Oh, this thing is snappy. Snappy, snappy. 1120. Okay, and 1115, there you go. And boy, that KKM way outperforming the factory Glock 6-inch. Let's go take a closer look. Okay, G40. Oh, wow, that's a 4 3/4 inch group at 25 yards. G29, 3 1/4. 4 3/4, 3 1/4. And that's with the cheap factory ammo. So the 3 1/4 with that cheap cellular and billet, which is made in the Czechoslovakian Republic. It's expected. Yeah, so I think I've got some reloads left over in my range bag. 10 millimeter. A couple different flavors. Let's try those and see what happens. Whew. Still hot. It's the new truck. It's all built. It's all done. It's ready to go exploring. I have to do a video on all the stuff I've done to that and how I made it awesome and ready for the Idaho mountains. So, alrighty. Fresh targets, fresh cakes. Alrighty, dug out some reloads, got fresh targets, fresh cakes. It's a TED 2 reference in case you didn't know. Alrighty, a couple reloads I've shot before. I don't remember how they did, but it's a 180 grain XTPs with 7.3 grains of unique. Should be pretty spicy. The other load is same bullet, 180 grain XTP with 6 grains of unique. So we're going to shoot the spicy stuff first and see how that does. And I've got the chrono reset. Okay. Let's go. Fresh target. The old green dot. I really like this. Really like these sights. Okay. Concentrate. Alrighty, and that's 1184. And still the recoil with this 6-inch barrel and long slide, it's just not bad at all. Okay, That one a little low left, 1182. My reloads are pretty darn consistent so far. This table is not. It is very unstable. There we go. $11.90, not bad. Max 1190, minimum 1182. I'm getting pretty good at this reloading stuff. And there we go, 1161. I spoke too soon. Alrighty. 4 shots, last shot. And that last one, yeah, it went low. Center, but low. And we're shooting at the top target. And there we go, 1149 is even lower. Okay, so much for being really good at this reloading stuff. Okay, well, that averaged 1173, 1190 max, 1149 was the lowest, so 50, that's 40 feet per second spread, that's not good. Okay, let's try the less spicy load. And we might shoot these through the KKM as well. And it's surprising because I'm using a green dot, and usually my groups are way better with the green dot. So these groups weren't too bad. Looks like it might be about 2.5 inches out there. So, okay, we're trying 180 grain XTP, 6 grains of unique. And pistols functioning flawlessly, of course, except the trigger, which is awful. And we're going to shoot at the lower target. Chronograph is ready. Good sight picture. .1047. So that's about where those S&Bs have been hitting. And it looks like they're hitting low, 1049. Ooh, right in the forehead. And that one hit a little higher at 1053. Ouch, right in the forehead. A little low, right next to the last one, 1075. Yeah, last round. And we're getting a good sight picture. The trigger is tough because it's a Glock heavy trigger. So we might put a Timney in it and see if we can get a little better accuracy. But yeah, when I'm pulling, it feels good. But yeah, these things, it's all over the place with these. So that averaged 1053. Max was a 1075, minimum was a 1040. So again, you're talking 35 feet per second variation within the ammo lot, which is not good for me. Alrighty. Let's shoot the G29 Gen 5 with the KKM. And we'll see how it does. We'll just shoot up all this ammo. And the brass to the face used to be particularly a Gen 4 thing. And I'd never experienced it before this pistol. Well, it hasn't been a problem, so that's weird. Alrighty, we got just 3 rounds of the spicy stuff left. Let's try that. And we'll see how hot or less hot it is. This G29. And again, no feeding issues at all. And I don't have fresh targets. So we'll improvise. We'll shoot at the far right logo in the top lower right corner. Just give me a little point to concentrate on. Ooh, these feel so much more snappy. 1143. Yeah, this, even with the 4.5 inch barrel, that smaller frame really makes a difference. And it's not uncontrollable, 1136. Not uncontrollable at all. And 1098. So that's, yeah, that's 45 feet per second spread. That doesn't look good. That might have something to do with the crappy groups. But this thing looks like it grouped not too bad. Okay, let's try the less spicy stuff. And it looked like the G40 got a better group with the hot stuff than it did with the low RPM stuff. So let's reset. Oops. End session. New session. Continue. Pistol. Yes. Okay. And for these, let's see. Positive lock. Let's aim. Ooh, where haven't we shot? We'll go just on the left side of that upper target, the lower left corner of that. Very pleasant, and that looks like that went to the right. 1033. Oh, we got a malfunction. I don't know where that went either. 1012. Okay, what's going on? Next round. Didn't want to feed. Wonder if I limp wristed it. Might be because I'm gripping the magazine. Might be messing up things. .1027. Yeah, oh gosh. Between 1,000 and 1033, so that's another 33 feet per second spread. Last shot. Eh, 1029. So a little better spread, but still 30 feet per second spread. Anything over that's not acceptable. Alrighty, let's go take a look at the groups. All right, here's the results. I kind of polluted the target a little bit, but G40's on top. The 7.3 grain, spicy stuff. It had a 2.5 inch group, so the best group of the day for it, if I remember correctly. Went to the 6.0, and not that bad, 3 inch, ½ inch bigger. Not bad, and shot a little bit lower as expected. I'm surprised that green dot is that closely on by just eyeballing it with the factory sights. On the other hand, the G29 Gen 5 with that KKM barrel, it liked the 7.3. Remember, we only had 3 rounds left, and it got under 2 inches, inch and 7/8, but that's 3 rounds. And then, but with the 6 grain, my gosh, it was all over 7 1/4 inches. And so, yeah, and I'm confident in, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm confident those are from that G40, this first 7.3 inch or 7.3 grain loads. So there you go. Alrighty. Got 5 rounds left of the low power stuff, which we'll see if the G40 can hit a squirrel at 25 yards with a little bit of wind. Okay, last of the 180 grain XTPs with 6 grains of unique. And ears on. green dot is on. 25 yards, we got some wind coming up. And let's see if we can hit that squirrel. We'll go just to the edge, just to the right a tad. We'll go for the body shot. We'll go a ½ inch to the right of that orange circle. I missed. How could I miss? Okay, where's that damn squirrel? Let's go dead on the orange circle. Oh, and it's hitting low. Okay, let's go for the head. There we go. I think we got him. Can't tell. It's so bright. Oh, yeah. These are stringing quite a bit. There we go. Yeah, that squirrel's dead at 25 yards. First shot, I think, hit there. And then we just kind of I started aiming a little higher and walking them up. So yeah, the G40 will kill a squirrel at 25 yards. Well, that concludes another successful range session of my brand new Glock G40. And we got an idea of how accurate it is. It's not as accurate as a Gen 5 G29 with a KKM barrel, but it's not bad. Using just a couple reloads I happen to have laying around and some cheap cellular and Belliot ammo, it's not bad. It's acceptable. Trigger, it'll smooth out. It seemed to be getting more accurate the more we shot it, and so yeah, I think it'll work. It'll be a fun range toy. I could do some trigger work or put in a Timney trigger, and I could also get a KKM barrel to see, but I don't know. It's odd. Side note, my shorter Glocks are more accurate than my two long slide Glocks. I've got a Glock G35 and 40 Smith & Wesson. I use that for some GSSF competition. Best group I ever got with that was 1 5/8. My best group with the Glock pistol has been a tie between the G29 Gen 4 with stock barrel. I got a 1-inch open sights, and these are all at 25 yards. And then my G19 Gen 5 9mm with a red dot. I got 1 inch with it. And I think I got 1 inch or 1.1 with one of the, it might have been the new G29 Gen 5 with the KKM barrel, I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, it's odd that the long slide Glocks, in my opinion, aren't as accurate as the shorter ones. I think the long slide is just for that extra velocity for hunting, which is the case in this pistol. I think this is a hunting pistol. So it gets you that extra velocity, and the accuracy is still adequate for hunting at 10mm ranges, which is like maybe 75 yards at the furthest. That's stretching it. But with some custom loads, some heavier bullets, and fine-tuning it, I think this will be an adequate deer hunting pistol. They say for deer you need to have 1,000 feet or 1,000 foot-pounds when it hits the deer to be truly effective. I don't know what the numbers are. I'll run them, and we'll see with my spicier loads and the 180 grain what that means. But yeah, I'll put some results up here, and we'll see the difference in velocity between the 4.5 inch and the 6 inch, and the energy differences as well, to see if you need to step up to a 6 inch to get adequate hunting performance out of it. So yeah, long-winded way to say I'll throw some info at you up there. Some cool, interesting stuff. So alrighty, well, it's hot, I'm hydrating, and girlfriend wants me to come up and winch out her father's 1964 Galaxy 500 two-door, which I may take possession of and hot rod. I don't know. It's been sitting since 71. That's going to be a fun video. Test out the new winch on the Ram. See a cool old classic car. and maybe a pretty blonde girl in the background. You'll never see, you'll never know. So, alrighty, Dre Veston out. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more poorly done videos with interesting little tidbits of info. Alrighty, thanks, bye.